Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabilah binti Zaidi. My metric number is S46739. I am Bachelor of Accounting, University Malaysia Terengganu, and currently doing internship at company Chua and Chu. First of all, I would like to introduce the organization. Chua and Chu is the one of the audit or accounting firm chartered that registered under Institution Accountant Malaysia (MIA). This is firm operate on 1 February in 1981 with agreement by share partner who are Datuk Chua EOB and Mr. Chu Eun Chiao, and with one of their only staff at Jalan Hamzah, Kota Baru. This audit firm start expand and success attract a lot of a new client. After that, the firm moved to the new place at the Lot 725 Section 9 second floor at Jalan Tengku Semerak, Kota Baru on year 1982. The good relationship with their client and also strong networking with Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri HLDN lead Chua and Chu move forward in this industry. Start from year 1988, this audit firm have its own building where it's located at 4662 Jalan Sultan Yahya Petra, 15200 Kota Baru, Kelantan. The founder and his partner of this company are from Kelantan, and one of their achievements success to attract a lot of the new client, and until now the database they have almost 2000 number client from variety background company. Based on the organization chart that can be seen on the screen, there are 5 partners of company Chua and Chu. Firstly is Chua EUB, who is discharged for the tax partner. Next is Chu Eun Chiao for the audit partner. Third is Lo Kok Tai for the account partner. Fourth is Lau Keng Chian for the account partner. And the last but not least is the Leong Chia Ho for the audit partner. Every partner have their own department to discharge. For example, there are 1 for the tech partners, 2 audit partner, and 2 account partner. Overall of the partner company Chua and Chu have a 5. The issue that I choose is COVID-19 is give impact on accounting application. This is because during my internship, I need to prepare the client account, and most of them affected by pandemic problem, where is COVID-19, where have gave impact in economy because government need to make initiative by introducing MCO, Movement Control Order. So there is have limited movement, and also business owner must close their premise in order to follow the rules. In-depth examines the impact of the new coronavirus COVID-19 or the virus on the financial statement of entities whose business is affected by the virus for period ending after 31 December 2019. IFRS has far-reaching implications, including non-financial asset, financial instrument, leases, cash and cash equivalent, revenue recognition, non-financial obligation, going concern, disclosure, and interim financial. In 2020, the COVID-19 outbreak grew rapidly, resulting in a large number of infections. The measures taken to contain the virus have impact on economic activity. It gives the huge impact in economy, which has implications for financial reporting. Measures to prevent virus transmission include restrict people movement, limiting flight and other forms of travel, temporarily closing business and schools, and cancelling events. Tourism, transportation, retail, and entertainment will all suffer as a result of this. It also begins to have impact on the supply chain and the production of goods all over the world, and lower economic activity is likely to result in lower demand for many goods and services. Financial service providers such as banks that lead to affect entities in insurers that provide insurance protection for affected individuals and business, as well as fund or the other investors who invest in affected enterprise also affect. On the issue arise during the pandemic is moratorium that introduced by the Bank Negara to help people during pandemic. Even though this method can reduce the burden that first faced by the people, but it still have consequence and disadvantage. Besides that, because of this issue, it gives impact on accounting application where the working in financial statement, higher purchase calculation, and tax will be different from the previous year. A moratorium temporary suspension of the activity or law until the further consideration warrants lifting the suspension, such as if when the issue that led to the moratorium resolved. A moratorium can be imposed by the government, regulator, or a company. Moratoriums are frequently imposed in response to temporary financial difficulties. For example, a company have overspent its budget may put half to the new hiring until the start of the next fiscal year. During bankruptcy proceeding, a moratorium can be imposed in the legal proceeding on an activity such as debt collection. Recognize the environment that remains challenging for some borrowers. Bank Negara Malaysia and the Malaysian financial industry are committed to assist individual and valuable business adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic to support economic recovery, safeguard the livelihood of Malaysia. Accounting firm regulator, IFAC member organization, and others have quickly provide and guides on the accounting and financial reporting requirement that must be considered when addressing the financial effect of COVID-19 when preparing financial statement. Many of the resources are easily accessed by affect COVID-19 resources method. Discussion for this issue. For the non-financial asset, which is impairment under IAS 36 impairment of asset, there are many business will have to consider the possibility of non-financial asset impairment. IAS 36 require that goodwill and indefinite life intangible asset be tested for impairment at least once a year, and that other non-financial asset be tested whenever there is indication that may be impaired temporarily causing operation or experience an immediate drop in demand. Price or profitability are clear indicator of impairment, reduced economic activity, and lower revenue. On the other hand, are likely to affect almost any entity and may also indicate impairment. For the higher purchase, which is moratorium, the advantage in this method can reduce the burden of business owners to pay their loan interest every month during the pandemic. The situation that people will afraid when do not pay, the credit score will be affected. The record is bad because the loan repayment is not good and will give the effect in financial statement and financial ratio in difficult to do anything. In real situation, it knows and approves, so the credit score is not affected. Deferment of payment is not categorized as a loan arrears. The next advantage is a longer loan period. This is because there is a period when you do not pay or reduce the payment. The loan period will be extended. Where the moratorium is mandatory, the loan period is suspended for the 6 months. There are options that are offered by the government. First, before suspension, as you can see. There are options that are offered by government. Before suspension, 3 months monthly installment is RM568 per monthly. Total amount of arrears is 40,765. The remaining loan period is 84 months. For example, defer monthly installment for 3 months and extends the period for the 3 years. Monthly installment is RM510 ringgit per monthly, total amount of arrears is 4,795. The remaining loan period is 120 months because 84 months additional another 36 months. Based on situation above, it can be seen that the total period of loan will be longer and it will affect the working session in accounting application. This is not a recommend business transaction record in business owner of business. In the other hand, the benefits are still there. What is missing is just interest over interest. Although compounded interest is not charged, your loan is still charged interest or accrued interest that will be carried after the moratorium ends. Even though during the mandatory 6-month moratorium, the accrued benefits are still running as usual. During my internship, every time I need to do and complete this session, I will face a challenge. This is because all the working are not same with the previous years and I need to ask help from my senior. This is because there are change in accounting application in this section. So this is I need to practice and need to adapt with the new challenge because this is a new challenge that we need to face. The recommendation is the impact of COVID-19 on interim and the annual financial statement should be carefully considered by the management. The ramification of many business could be significant. The implication for financial statement include not only asset and liability measurement, but also disclosure and potentially an entity ability to continue as going concern. The implication including the indirect effect of decreased economic activity should be considered by all entities, not just those in the most affected territories affected. For example, management should consider whether COVID-19 and the measures taken to control it are likely to reduce the future cash flow or the decrease operating and other costs. This event, including, for example, a fall in the entity share price such as market capitalization, is lower than carry value, are an indicator of impairment requiring goodwill and indefinite-linked intangible asset to be tested outside the annual cycle or the other asset to be tested. The assumption and cash flow forecast used to test for impairment should be updated to reflect the potential impact of COVID-19. Budget, forecast, and other assumptions for an early impairment testing date that were used to determine the recoverable amount of the asset should be revised to reflect the economic condition at the balance sheet dates, especially to address increased risk and uncertainty. Unexpected cash flow approach, multiple probability weight scenarios might be a better way to estimate recoverable amount than a single predict outcome. To capture the increased risk and uncertainty, the potential impact of measures taken to control the spread of the virus could be included as additional scenarios. In an expected cash flow approach, there might be a range of potential outcomes considering different scenarios. The factor used to determine the discount rate. However, the recoverable amount is determined should be revised to reflect the impact of the virus and the measures taken to control it. For example, the risk-free rates, country risk, and asset risk. The discount rate used in a single predict outcome approach should be adjusted to incorporate the risk associated with the COVID-19. Management should ensure that appropriate risk is reflected in either the cash flow or the discount rate. Whichever approach management choose to reflect the expectation about possible variation in the expected future cash flow, The account should reflect the expected present value of the future cash flow. Where the fair value is used to determine the recoverable amount, the assumption made should be reflect market participant assumption. To sum up, I advise construction company to properly record the costs incurred while they carry out the project. The cost should be recorded in accordance with the sub-project. The cost should be recorded according to the sub-project. The cost should not be missed out by the company. Companies should recognize revenue based the percentage of completion when it comes to the revenue recognition. The suggestion is to avoid understating costs and overstating revenue, or vice versa. Any unfinished project will have the revenue recorded as a VIP. Additional knowledge and skill learned from the issue. Based on the issue discussion above, I got a new knowledge in accounting. For example, about moratorium, and this is my very first time that I have been exposed about this. The government announced about moratorium during 2020 that can help reduce the burden almost business owner apply. So when I need to prepare financial statement and do working for hire purchase, it be affected because COVID-19 give the impact on accounting implication. Next, what I learned based on the issue that as accountant, we need to prepare financial statement and account should carefully consider the impact of COVID-19 on both interim and annual financial statement. The impact could be significant for many clients such as a business owner. The implication for financial statement include not only the measurement of asset and liability, but also disclosure and possibly an entity ability to continue as a going concern. The implication, including the indirect effect from the lower economic activity, should be considered by the all entities, not just those in the territories but significant affected. So, as accountants, should need to alert and have high conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is the characteristic is a being careful or diligent. Conscientiousness implies a desire to complete a task well and take one's responsibility to others. Conscientious people are more efficient and organized than relaxed and disorderly people. Handle a lot of clients' problem and issue that help me to enhance my conscientious skill. This is because I need to prepare the client account very detailed and try my best to make less mistake. This is because if I do not careful and always make mistakes, I will face many problems and it will make my works become increased and worse waste my time. My senior have given advice. She said that as accountant, if we do mistake during prepare the client account, we will got the penalty and face another problem in future. As accountant, also we need to always alert about the changing of MFRS standard and tax exemption relief that always change by seasons and years. In conclusion, there are a lot of new things that I gained during my internship journey. For example, I have opportunity to handle the real client of document. It is very exciting. This is because finally I can use my theory knowledge and apply them in the real world. I just realized that knowledge that I gained during the class and internship is a different. Besides that, since my internship period is ongoing during pandemic, it gives the impact in accounting working because it quite different with previous year. It teach me that as accountant we need to always learning new thing every day and always alert with the new standard that always change. In addition, another valuable lesson and skills I am earned is problem solving for this issue. During my internship, life won't be smooth sailing entire time. I am going to come across problem where the equation about how to do something because the issue is still new and I need to adapt this.